What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 5 of the Old Dad Podcast. With me, one of your hosts, Az,
And me, Nick. Hiya.
and we're back for the 5th episode of this rambunctious video game spewage that we give you each and every fortnight. So, here we are.
I think it sounds like they can already tell there's very little to talk about this week.
Yeah, so precursor, before we even get into anything, is it's a super slow news week because like E3 just had like this huge fucking dump of information, and then since then everything's like, right, you know everything now, we're just gonna fester for a little while. So we're clutching at straws this week, guys, but we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll manage. We'll trundle along. I'm actively scouring the web as
Yeah.
we speak.
Yeah. Just to sort of preface even more, like how little like preparation we got for this. I kind of slept, and we should have been recording this like 30 minutes ago, but I fell asleep. So yeah. So here we are. So let's start how we normally do. Nick, what you been playing? What you been doing?
I've been playing a ton of Crash Team Racing.
Oh God.
Yeah, and I am losing my fucking mind. Some of the end game of this game, I'm playing it on medium.
Yeah.
And some of the end game is absolutely fucking dogshit absurd.
See, I'm glad you've started with this because I legit wanted to talk to you about this because I've got it. And to be fair, I've only put it on once because I've been really busy the last week or so as well. But the one time I did put it on, I was like, "What the fuck is this game?" I put it on hard because I was like, oh, "Okay, I'm a bit of an achievement junkie."
No.
Yeah.
No,
The achievement junkie in me was like, "I'm gonna put it on hard because how hard can this be?"
Yeah,
Good.
come back and like when you've got 100 hours and play
Oh,
through it on hard or something.
oh my god! Why is it so difficult? I don't I don't understand.
So the sliding mechanic, so you get like boosts for drifting into corners.
Yeah.
So mastering that, so you drift into the corner, right, and then you've got to press like an alternate button to activate your boost, and you have to perfectly time it 3 times to get your big boost.
Okay.
And that's like the only way to really get like fast around the tracks, around the corners and stuff.
Okay, so I kind of got that was the point because Mario Kart's like very similar in the way that you boost off of a drift. But I just couldn't fucking get used to it. I just kept crashing into walls. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was trying to explain this to a friend. I was like, the only way I can explain it is that the way it doesn't shift, or does it shift? I'm forgetting because I haven't played it. But it's the way the perspective goes when you're drifting. It's like the whole map shifts rather than just the car. If that makes sense.
Well,
And
yeah, it's also if you don't hit your boost perfectly, your drift, the boost pushes you round the corner because you're drifting, and then the boost pushes you forward.
oh, and then that's probably why I'm crashing.
Yeah, so if you're not nailing your boost off the drift, then all
Right.
you're doing is slowing down and kind of skidding towards the edge.
Yeah.
It's hard,
Yeah.
and we've completed it now, all of the like story mode races, but we're doing the challenges.
Right.
So
Okay.
you have to do like harder versions of all of the races, and then there's a CTR collection challenge. So you have to win the race, but also collect a hidden C, T, and R letter that are somewhere in each level
Right.
while you're winning the race. And some of them are floating off in the middle of fucking nowhere, and you have to like get a boost before you approach it, come off of a ramp, and perfectly jump straight into it, and then activate your boost to get back on the road before you fall off and Ooga Booga gets you.
Oh my
Otherwise, you
God.
lose so much time. Like, it's redonk.
Yeah, it sounds horrendous. I mean, to be fair, it just served as like a bit of a reminder of like, this is Crash Bandicoot. You should have known that these games are fucking difficult. That's what it felt like. And yeah, I was very hungover as well when I was playing it. And you know when you're in that mindset of like, I thought it was gonna be totally chill. Genuinely, it like caught me off guard because I was like, oh, this is gonna be chill, little kart game. Like I'm hungover, I could sit and play this for an hour. I was like, no,
Yeah.
fuck this. I turned it off. I was like, and I haven't been back since. It scared me off. So
There's two other kinds of game mode. One is you get on some levels where you have to go around an arena style map and pick up crystals, and there's 20 of them or something.
okay,
But they're surrounded by like TNT crates or nitro crates or some kind of shit mechanic that fucks you over.
yeah.
And you have a time limit, so you have to like basically plot a route and try and get around it quickly enough without hitting too many of these things.
Oh,
So it's like an efficiency thing.
It's like
driving efficiently
it's
and
like the time
accurately.
trials in actual Crash then, where it's just like you need to basically learn the level,
Yeah,
I
learn it
assume.
perfectly.
Exactly. Fuck. Yeah, the two I did 2 races on hard on one of the levels. I can't even tell
Yeah.
you what the race tracker was. I can't even remember now. Tried twice on hard and finished like 8th both times. I was like, okay, so this isn't working out. Went back onto normal. I came third, and then I was coming first, which was my first error. So I was coming first pretty much the whole race, and then just before I was going to win, I got hit by like a million fucking items. And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's when I got turned then, and I was like, yeah, no, I can't play this today. So
You've got to save your defensive items, so you can throw bombs and poison
yeah,
bottles backwards to destroy rockets the last
right,
second.
okay,
You can use a absorb shield. Also, if you collect the Wampa fruit,
okay,
if
yeah.
you get 10 of those, then every power up you get is more powerful.
Oh, it's a bit like coins in Mario Kart. So obviously you stack coins the faster you go and shit. So kind of similar
Yes.
mechanic. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically same thing. You collect the Wumpa fruit, and then when you next go through a box, your item will be upgraded. So it won't be like the better items, but whatever item you get will be a better version of it.
Yeah, because I noticed it felt like, well, on the couple of races that I had, it felt like there weren't many items, but obviously, you know, you can
There are
boost them up with the
some,
Wumpa fruits.
just like Mario Kart, there are some that are reserved for
Like losing.
people in the
Yeah.
yeah, exactly, people
Yeah.
at the back of the pack.
Okay.
And it's hard when you're at the front of the pack. It's kind of just like, ho ho ho, here's
Oh.
another poison. Here's a poison bottle for you, and you're like, fucking asshole.
Yeah, fuck. Yeah, the amount of them I drove into as well. I was just like, oh god, where I couldn't drift properly. I was like, why is this doing this to me?
So
Um,
we're on like 95% with it. So we decided we'd try out
fuck.
the online.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, we're that close to completing it on medium difficulty.
Mhm.
We're gonna restart on hard obviously, but yeah, we tried some online and Jesus Christ, it's like not even close. Like
What?
we're coming in some races like in the top four,
Yeah.
but when the guy in first, whoever the fuck that is so far ahead of the person in second, it's just like okay, halfway through the game you're like okay, that guy is miles ahead. He's just nailing every single shortcut and skip.
It's disgusting. Actually, funny enough, I don't know if you ever actually met him. My friend Coleman, he is like actually obscenely good at the game, and he plays online. And he comes first a lot, and I'm like, how?
So he's that guy.
Yeah, he
Okay,
is legit.
asshole.
He's legit that guy. I don't know how he's so fucking good at it. But to be fair, he's a bit like you guys. He's been playing the shit out of it, getting all the fucking relics and blah blah blah. I think he
That's
was
it,
doing it on
relics.
medium as well though. But I don't know if he's 100% at it yet or not. But he's like crazy fucking good at it. It's quite scary actually. Um,
Yeah.
so you're actually
He,
loving it then? Just to sort of clarify, obviously you guys have like played the shit out of it. So
in that kind of way where we're paired up, so when one of us
yeah,
gets really pissed off, the other one can take over and play
okay.
for a bit. And then once you get less pissed off and you're like back in your competitive mindset, you're like, all right, cool, I'm ready when you are. And then when they're pissed off, the controller comes back over.
Yeah, that's nice. I'd be in pad snapping hell basically. So.
Yeah, you need to get Coleman over, and then you can
Yeah, well, yeah, just get
tag
Coleman
team.
over and just be like, you just unlock me a load of achievement points, please. I'll just sit here and watch. Like, it's fine. You just play. So, okay, cool. So, fuck, yeah. Crash Team Racing. It's hell, guys. That's basically the
But
gist.
like it, but like yeah, hell.
Yeah.
But like yeah,
It's like the
hell.
Dark Souls of kart racing, basically. You have to be real glutton for punishment to get through it. So,
Yeah,
so
pretty much.
off the back of that though, for what
Yeah.
I've been playing this week, where
Yeah,
that
go on
really
then.
fucking pissed me off, I was like, I don't know what I fancy playing because I wanted something quite chill and like nice and blah blah blah, something that was going to feel like it was hugging me to take away the
Yeah.
fucking hungover stench. So I threw on Ori and the Blind Forest because I've never played it. So I don't know if
Did
you've
you
ever
get
played it.
very sad?
I did that start is pretty like, oh okay, fuck.
Yeah,
It's
it's sad.
very Disney-esque. In here's a big bunch of depression at the start, and then we'll have some
It
happiness.
is. It's the opening for Up, but like done by Studio Ghibli.
Yeah, that's it exactly. So I still haven't completed it. To be fair, like I said, I've been crazy busy the last week or so as well. But I've done about 25% of it, and I absolutely fucking love it. And I'm just like, how have I not played this? Like, I'm assuming you've done it, have you? Or
I played a bit of it. I need
Okay.
to get back into it, to be honest. But it does
Nice.
it absolutely nails that feeling of playing like a Metroidvania side scroll platformer with the ability unlocks that get you through the next bit and all of
Yeah.
that. It's really really kinesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, definitely. I
Um,
love how it all just comes together, like section by section. Like I say, when you get a new skill and you're like, oh, I can go here now and just carry on and stuff like that. It's just, yeah,
and it feels good moving around. Like I like Metroidvania style games, but I really didn't enjoy Guacamelee,
right.
which is a lot of people tout as being a really good example of that genre in modern times. But it felt slow, it felt sluggish. I was unlocking new routes, but I didn't feel good about using them. Like Ori doesn't make you feel bad for having to retread ground. You feel like always constantly satisfied by your
Yeah.
swinging about
Oh, dude,
and
I,
how
I,
cute
I
you
was
are.
like, because I didn't realise at the start that you have the death counter in the menu either.
Oh,
I looked
really?
at my deaths and it was like 40 something deaths, and I was like, wow, I've died that much. Like, I didn't even realise I died that much. I think that's testament to like how even though I've had to redo sections, like because the saving as well is like a real like important part of the game. Because if you don't save often, there's been several
Mm,
times where I've just been like, oh shit, okay, I've got this whole section again. um,
yeah.
but I never felt really pissed off with it, to be honest. With this like bit uh, where you essentially like there's water pouring into the level. I don't know if you ever got past that bit or not. And you
No, I didn't.
and
Didn't get up
basically
to that.
you have to like battle upwards to try and stop from drowning, and it's like you have to very much like learn the route as you're going up. Um, and like
Yeah.
I probably did that about 12 times, and like a lot, just kept fucking dying. Um, but again, it weren't to the point of like annoyance either. It was like, oh, okay, because I'd like get past a bit that I was stuck on, and it was like, oh, okay, now there's another bit that's quite difficult, and then you learn that, and you go back and you do it, blah blah blah. So yeah,
Mm.
no, it's good. It intrigues me though, because there's a mode where you have to do the game in one life, and I'm just like, how?
Yeah.
Yeah, people who can do that, fucking fair play to you, because yeah,
Mm.
that's like insane
But get
memory.
help.
Yeah, like go out.
No, I do. I get that feeling when I see speedrunners,
Yeah,
zero deathing through something and just being perfect with everything. I'm like, oh my god,
yeah,
I would
that's
love to be
dedication to
that
a
good at
game.
it. Yeah, I would love to be that good at something, but I am not willing to put in those hours.
No, me neither. I like trying new stuff too much to be able to do
Yeah.
that. So this
I
is what.
briefly tried to start speedrunning Bloodborne, and I got it to the point where I could get like Gascoigne down in 7 minutes
Oh wow.
from a new save, and it was really fun doing that part. And every time I failed, like or died, I just restarted and made a new save.
Yeah,
Um, so I finally got like consistent with Gascoigne, but you have to be able to execute a skip between him and Bloodstar Beast, the third boss, or
right.
the
Okay.
second
Yeah.
boss. Um, and if I don't know about you, but shit like that, like exploits, they I feel dirty. I feel unclean.
Yeah, do you know what's funny? I was having this conversation a few days ago at work. We were saying about like when you were a kid, did you ever have like an action replay or an exploder or any kind of cheat cartridge for your PlayStation or anything
Yes,
like that?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. They were like ever present. It seemed to be
yeah,
growing up. It was like, oh, you're not playing with cheats. What's
yeah,
wrong with
yeah,
you?
exactly. Yeah, I'm glad like you're in agreement on this. Like when I was a kid, it was just like, oh, why the fuck are you not using your action replay to like unlock every level or give you like infinite health and like the most like deadly weapon in the game or something? Like it was just
Yeah.
standard. I don't know why, but then like obviously growing up, you sort of realise actually this is fucking defeating the point of like any game you're playing. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
remember the specific moment I was like, I'm not gonna use cheats anymore, and it was in GTA 3.
yeah, yeah,
Um, I was using codes to get guns and stuff like that, and I was like, okay, but now what do I want? Oh, I've got to go do a mission. Mission's kind of boring. Or they gave me a sniper rifle at the start of the mission, and I was like, oh, that's really cool, but I already had one.
yeah,
Uh, and then when GTA 4 came out, I was like, not 4, sorry, Vice City.
yeah, yeah,
I just went, nope, going totally vanilla, and it completely changed the game. It made
yeah.
it so much fun. Like, I would come out of hospital after a bust up and be like, I am poor and I don't have guns.
I have
And
nothing.
I really want to do this next mission, but I have no weapons. What's the fastest way to get a weapon? Steal a cop car, because there's always a shotgun it gives you.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's the highest risk, highest reward strategy you can do. But it exploded the game out. It made it so much more worthwhile.
Totally.
which was,
I don't remember
otherwise.
cheating a lot on Vice City. And I remember San Andreas. I definitely didn't cheat on that. I remember playing San Andreas like very much like no cheats. I remember the first game where I was like, okay, I'm not going to cheat anymore. Was actually Onimusha was the first game for that for me.
Oh yeah.
Because there was cheats for that on the action replay and stuff. But I remember my brother was like, oh yeah, no, I didn't cheat on that. Like I've played it properly, and because he played it like normally, I was like, hey, fuck you, I can do this normally. So
I ain't no bitch.
yeah, I ain't no bitch. I can complete Onimusha just perfectly fine without it, and obviously did. But yeah, like that was like I remember that being like the first game where I was like, actually, like this makes the game so much better, So, but it's just weird, isn't it? How that was like a thing years ago, like because like cheats. This is totally tangented into its own topic, but like how cheats in games like today feel like they're probably present, I'm sure. But like they're no way near at the forefront. I remember when I was a kid, I used to print cheat codes for like PS1 games and stuff and keep them all in a folder. I had a big folder of like cheat codes for all sorts of games, like Die Hard Trilogy and fucking Star Wars Masters Terrakasi and stuff like that. Just real random shit.
I had a notepad because I didn't have like strategy guides for a lot of games either, so I would go with my mates and I would take notes on strategy guides for like Final Fantasy 9.
Yeah.
And just like pour through the next like little bit of the game and be like, okay, note down where everything is.
Yeah, we used to have a library right near my house, so like I'd pay for like an hour of the internet at the library, and I remember it was cheatcc.com. I think the site still exists. And like I just used to go in there and just fucking pour through strategy guides and stuff like that, and like just print them all out and keep them in a big folder.
Nice.
Because I was cool like that. So yeah,
Cool.
So that was a big tangent, but yeah, Ori is a nice game, and I'm not cheating on it, and I'm playing it completely normally.
Good, very good.
So yeah, speaking like just a tangent, some more on this. And speaking of speed running, did you see obviously Games Done Quick was done? Was it this past weekend? That was all held.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah,
and it raised a record amount of money. How much was it?
I'm pretty sure I was pretty sure the number I saw was 3 million. So for was it Doctors Without Borders? That's it.
Okay, cool.
So that's pretty good. I didn't watch any of it this year though, and I'm normally like avidly watch it every year because speedrunners fascinate me, like totally fascinate me. Because
Awesome Games Done Quick 2019 raised a total of $2,394,668 on stream.
Oh, fair enough. I thought it was free, but still, it was close. That's pretty crazy,
Yeah, I mean, that's a record amount. So well done.
Well done, guys. I am envious of you. As much as I could never be you, I'm envious because I wish I could speedrun anything that I've ever played.
Yeah.
I do not have that dedication. I'm too much of a gaming whore. I need to sample all the goodness that's out there. I can't spend that much time.
The only game I've ever thought of doing it with was Bloodborne, and that's just because I love that game a lot, and it almost killed the game for me.
I was gonna say I can't imagine like doing that. Like surely deep down inside these guys. I mean, maybe it doesn't, but surely like it's just it would just kill it for you. Just playing it on repeat. It's just I'd be upset.
Again, like the exploit thing. If you've ever seen a Dark Souls 3 speedrun, there's an exploit where they essentially go under the map.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, and it's just the most boring thing to watch. Like,
hey,
we got the skip. Now I'm gonna sprint for like.
To be fair, it's like fair enough. You're speed running, but like you're totally like, well, as it's called, you're totally exploiting the game. Like, you're not actually doing everything.
So there's different categories of speedrun, and one just like the community seems to just organically decide which one is the acceptable one.
Yeah, on Souls it is very much like they abuse skips though, right?
Yeah.
As far as I know.
Yeah, and very much so. But there are ones which are any percent, no skip, no bugs, no exploits or something, that kind of thing, and those are fun.
Yeah, exactly. But obviously. There's a guy I watch. I think his name's Jesus Here's Toast. He's a pretty good Bloodborne runner. I don't know if you've ever seen him. He normally does ADQ and stuff like that in the summer as well. I don't think he's actually like the top in the world. I just quite enjoy his stream. But he's I'm pretty sure he does a lot of no skip runs as well.
I used to watch a lot of NEMS. I think it is.
Right.
Is it NEMS? Hold on.
Allow me to confirm.
It's been a long time since I've NEMS 38.
Okay.
Yeah, because for a while he was like consistently just pushing the world record up.
What is
He's really good.
I want to know now. As much as we're
the current
just
world
tangent.
record?
I was gonna say, who's the top? Speedrun.com. Some guy called In Silico, apparently. If this site is to be believed, 10 months ago, real time, 29 minutes.
Fucking hell.
That's 80%. So.
That's grim.
All bosses, hour and 11, is by a guy called Haddy. Haddy, yeah.
Oh, that's real time though. It's an hour and 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, hour and 5 minutes in game time. Yeah. Hour and 11, 10 real time. But yeah.
The in-game time for the any percent world record is 19 minutes 54 seconds.
Jesus Christ! I can see Zeus has been bumped quite a bit actually. I swear he was like 4th at one point. He's now 19th, hour and 16 real time on all bosses.
This is the thing. A lot of speedrunners, like, they'll sit on a game, they'll get a world record, they'll push it for a little bit, but then they'll just move on and do something else. And the race doesn't stop. I mean, this was 10 months ago, the last first place. But yeah, people just seem to keep pushing.
Yeah.
Like years after the culture around it dies out.
There's like some of the Super Mario speedruns and stuff. Like I was watching, I think I was off sick one day, and I was literally just watching. You know, you're just sick and you can't do things. I was just watching these documentaries. I can't remember who the fuck did them on YouTube now, but they're really fucking good actually. So
is this one about Mario 64? About how you have to like screen skip by building up a certain movement speed, and then you essentially like travel through fourth dimensional time within the game.
That's literally what I was gonna say. You literally read my fucking mind. And it was like people were finding these like things years after the game come out, and like were constantly improving on the time. I think it was like Mario. What's the big Mario with Super Mario All Stars? I think was one. Where, like, years after, people were finding these fucking mad skips and stuff like that they could do. And we're constantly, like, beating the times and shit. And it's like, it's insane that people are playing fucking Super Mario All-Stars, like, today and still trying to speedrun that. Like, that's fucking crazy.
So this is a bit of, like, a moving on from speedrunning thing. But what's insane to me right now is that both Dota and League of Legends... so Riot Games and Valve have simultaneously released like auto chess knockoffs. Have you seen this?
Oh, right. Okay. So Ed was telling me about auto chess. Well, he's actually written a huge article on auto chess.
Right.
Sorry, Ed, I haven't actually read it yet. But like, I didn't even know this was a fucking thing. Like, this is like some phenomena that started all of a sudden, right? Haven't they done a Dota auto chess? Is that right?
So they've done a Dota one, but they've also got League of Legends has a similar thing, which is hex-based instead of square-based, called Teamfight Tactics.
Okay.
And yeah, so you got Teamfight Tactics coming out of Riot Games using all their champions from League of Legends, and then you've got Dota Underlords, which is essentially just an auto chess clone by the looks of it. I haven't played either of these, mind you. Big caveat. I'll play them before next time. But they look cool, to be honest. And I never really got into auto chess because I was like, this is really fucking hard. I don't understand the mechanics I'm meant to be using here.
I know fucking nothing about it. So, yeah, the first I even heard of it, I mean, well, I say the first I heard of it, I'd seen that there was this new Dota game that come out, and the League of Legends game, actually. I couldn't remember what they called the League of Legends one, though. But I saw they were out, but I just didn't really pay any attention to them until Ed was like, oh yeah, auto chess is like this fucking huge new thing and blah blah blah. I was like, where the fuck did this come from? Like,
but honestly, it's anyone's guess what the next esports kind of competitive game fad is going to be. It seems super weird, but it just like, what was it? It went from League of Legends and MOBAs in general. That was the huge thing 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And then, well, at that time, sorry, it was like RTSs, like StarCraft. And then it became MOBAs.
Then it became MOBAs.
Then it became survival. Like,
I've tried it. I'll be honest.
PUBG,
it's not as easy as it looks.
That kind of game. Survival arena games that, turned into, what do you call them, like Fortnite and that.
I'm just going to have to apologise real quick because I just clicked on a fucking link in a video I played and it's going to be on there. But whatever. It's fine.
Yeah. Get adblock.
Yeah, I fucking suck. Yeah, tell me about it. I actually literally uninstalled it like a day ago. Fuck.
I found the article, Ed's article. I'm going to read this later. Everything you need to know about auto chess, but we're too afraid to ask. This is exactly what I need.
This is what I need, because I need to read it, and then like maybe we should play one of these games before next week. Like we can come back and we can talk about auto chess.
Yeah, all right, sounds good.
And have a bit more insight into it, because I literally the level I know of it right now is one, that it's a thing, two, that there's two big games out which have their own variants on it, and that's about it. So
Yeah, from what I understand, for the people listening out of the loop on auto chess, is basically you set up a chessboard that will then play itself, and by positioning your units in your start kind of setup against the enemy's start setup, you hope that your characters will sort of work their way through the fight properly. So it's about manipulating AIs.
right, okay, well, guys, I'll give it a cheap plug. If you guys want to read a nice article on it, it's on the homepage of ScreenCrunch.net right now, and you can get all your
check it out.
You can get your fix of auto chess and understand what it is and where you need to go. So,
but yeah, other than Crash, what I've been playing, I've just literally started playing through the new patch for World of Warcraft 8.2, Rise of Ashara.
What's going on? Because obviously we're only a few weeks away now from Vanilla being rebooted out the door.
We're months away.
I thought it was August.
Wait, hold on. I've got to look this up again. No, 27th of August. You say a few weeks.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought
nearly it was 2 months in actual real time from now.
Okay, well, that's fine. I thought it was the 7th, but there you go. I missed a big 20 off the front of that. But hey ho, it's not that far away. It's close.
Yeah, and I mean it's one of those things where I was tempted to renew my WoW subscription early just to get that chance of being invited to the beta, but I was like, no. Don't do it. But now I've renewed my subscription. I've gone in for this new expansion. I'm not very far into it, but it's got a lot of changes that will hopefully breathe enough life into the game to carry it, through to the next big patch. Because the issue with Battle for Azeroth, the expansion so far, has just been time gating of content.
Right.
So you play to get up to speed with everybody, so you can engage with endgame content, and then you do the endgame content, and you're done for the next 2 months. Rinse, repeat.
Oh, good.
And the only things left in the game are like really, really grindy nickel and diming for power through. There's this whole thing called Island Expeditions, which are 3-man instances where you just go around killing things, and then when you've killed enough things, game over, well done. And then that powers you up like 0.01% on one item.
Yeah.
And it became so tedious and tiresome, like within the first 3 times you do them, that loads of people just kind of went, well, fuck. This is the expansion.
Shit.
This is the thing they've left us. And because they've removed a lot of the clout from the game, basically,
right,
people can change what their gear looks like, so you don't really care that much about collecting a new item set necessarily, because you're quite happy with the way your character looks now, because you've got 7 expansions and you can turn any gear to look like any other gear.
Oh, wait, you could just transmog anything then, basically.
Yes, yeah. So you could be rocking around with you can go into a raid that was in from 4 expansions ago, clear it once a week by yourself, collect all the sickest looking gear from that expansion pack, and then just make whatever gear you want look like it. So new gear that comes out just isn't exciting visually anymore. Same thing with mounts, because so many mounts are now just store mounts or exclusive to subscribing to the game for 6 months. You get like a bonus right now. You get a really cool looking dragon mount if you subscribe to the game for 6 months right now.
For 6 months, that's a way to entice you. You get a funky mount if you.
Yeah, but this is the thing. It's like there's no prestige to it.
Yeah,
and it feels like that could be a mount that's in the game that has like a grind or some kind of mechanics attached to it, some achievement attached to it.
Yeah.
That unlocks it.
It's not,
and that would be real content.
Yeah.
But instead they've chosen to try and do it to flog, people to oversubscribe, when so far there should be very little trust in this content being delivered on time over the next 6 months.
Oh, that's crazy. No, I remember back in the day when you wanted to get mounts like that and shit, like you say, you would have to work for it, like just for fucking subscribing for 6 months. That's like, okay, so that should be like a pretty standard thing for a lot of people who are still into the game anyway. So like, every fucker's gonna be running around with it. It's just this thing I'm seeing. Oh, here we go. I'm looking at it right now. It's this big blue, like, fucking Yeah.
Yeah, like feathery
Yeah,
drake
I was
creature.
gonna say like a feathery drake, like mixed with maybe a griffin or something. I don't know.
But it
Yeah,
looks cool,
it
and
does.
there's
It looks
very
sick. It
few.
looks great. Oh, just saying, the animations in WoW are way better than I remember.
No, they've updated everything.
Yeah, I
It's a
can
much
imagine
better
they have.
looking game
Yeah,
now.
I remember when they started doing it. A friend of mine who's still playing has done it. Um, I've not played in so long now. I've literally so long. I'd be so lost. Are you raiding and stuff, or are you very much like you just play the game and do PvP, or?
I was raiding for a little while, but yeah, I stopped because there was just no point. I got up to a good enough item level where I could complete the raid that was out on heroic, and unless you're willing to commit to joining like a strong raiding guild that's going to raid mythic,
Yeah,
a mythic progression guild, which actually requires like tons of effort socially, then you're kind of like, okay, I'm done. They eventually unlock being able to pug mythics, but fuck that. Doing mythics without communication
yeah,
past the
no,
first couple bosses who have simplistic mechanics
yeah.
is annoying
That's
to
just
say the
a
fucking least.
Yeah, it's just a recipe of tears. I'd imagine doing that. Yeah, no
Yeah.
thanks. Yeah. So I'm gonna check out. I'm gonna go back and check out Classic. I don't know. Maybe Classic will rekindle my love for the game in general. I mean, I'll have a subscription at that point because you get it for. If I am right in that if you have a sub, you get WoW Classic as just part of that sub, right? Because you technically, like for me, I already technically own the game.
I believe so.
I
I'm not.
think
I
so.
don't think there'll be separate subs.
Yeah, I
Right
don't
now,
think so. That would be fucking crazy if there was. So
but I'm looking forward to Classic because one main reason, which is less goalpost shifting. So something I complain about there not being a new content and stuff, but it's so clear with the way the game is now. You have item level,
yeah,
so it's very easy to see like this item is technically an upgrade. Even if it's not got then you've got best in slot stats, but then you also have this whole system where if an item drops, it has a random chance of Titan forging, which gives it bonus item level. So you're never really done collecting gear. You can get all the best gear in game, but until you get it Titan forged um, to a higher item level, you haven't really got it.
right.
And I just want to go back to classic, where I'm like, the core Houndtooth is the best offhand for a rogue for molten core, and just that's just a fact.
Yeah,
And
I
that's
was gonna
like a
say. I remember
target.
that's when I was really playing. It was still like that, where
Yeah, it's not
certain
like
bits
that
of gear
anymore.
were the best bits of gear. The end. Like
Yeah.
there's no fucking disputing that. Nothing. This is the best weapon for. I can't remember the name of anything from back then, but yeah.
So I was playing a rogue back in molten core days, and yeah, getting my core Houndtooth and Perdition's blade were some of the happiest moments of my teen years. Um, they were insane. I vividly remember as well farming my pre-raid gear, like because you had to work quite hard just to go through enough dungeons to get your blue set gear.
Yeah.
Um, and that was like a big deal getting that like eight set, and all the bonuses and being like, I am ready to join a raiding guild. And now you just don't have that. Now you do a bunch of really really trivial tasks that just kind of take a while, and there's almost no way of fucking them up. And pretty soon you've got a high enough item level that you can go raid. And if you're barely competent, you can do that. And then if you feel that's not challenging, then it's time to try and get into a raiding guild. But chances are they won't, a mythic raiding guild, but chances are there won't be any slots because they're, 25 man raids now or whatever.
So it's all
So,
basically based around the fact of like casualizing a lot of the stuff, essentially.
yeah. And I can understand how it's like, well, it's better to have more people see the content.
Yeah.
Um,
Especially with
actually,
numbers dwindling over the years and stuff like that. Like I know the
but I
numbers.
think the numbers have dwindled because of the access. I think
Yeah.
making it too easy and too accessible has actually created, like I was saying, a lack of clout.
Yeah.
So you don't care about the items that are dropping anymore, which is a fundamental part of the game. It's a raid. You're going to go steal items. That's the whole idea.
Yeah.
Kill monsters, get loot.
Yeah.
And that's gone. And if that's gone, and then the
Well, that's
individual
like the
kind of
fucking core hook
challenges,
of the game gone, essentially. So.
exactly, and then everything beyond that, you want like a grind that is attractive to people, that's fun to do, to lure them in with a really nice solid reward. Like back in Burning Crusade, you had this insane grind to get nether drakes, and when you saw a nether drake, you were like, damn.
Damn, bitch.
Yeah, boys got time. But yeah, it meant something, and now it doesn't. Now it's all just like that's a pretty cool transmog and store mount.
Oh, great.
Ah well,
You bought
yeah,
you paid for something extra. Wonderful.
yeah. And
Yeah.
now it's on this that's it's now on this cycle of just like it needs to inject new content frequently enough to keep you interested because the current game doesn't have legs.
I was reading
It's
this interesting article a few days ago actually about MMOs and like these games as a service titles and stuff like that. So like Division, Destiny, WoW, anything in that sort of vein.
yeah,
And they were talking about how like the guy who was writing about it, even though he's like a games journalist, even he was like, and like so that's his full time job. You know, he plays games like all the time, blah blah blah. So obviously he's probably sampling a lot of stuff. But he was like, I literally don't have time to stay up with these games. So his article was basically the basis around that like single player games for him anyway, and probably for a lot of people, depending on how much time you have, spare time you have, and stuff like that. It's like they're the safer bet because you know there's the game you get in a single player game is you can jump in like in a night like I'm doing with Ori. Like I can sit and play like an hour now and again and just play for it, and like you know I don't need to keep up with anything. Like that is its own contained like experience. Like with Destiny
exactly.
now, like I've not played Destiny probably in about actually probably longer than that, about a year. Destiny 2, and they're gonna go for a huge change later on this year, which I'm really interested in. Like I want to do, but like going back to that, like I'm gonna be confused as fuck. And like the guy who was like writing the article, his main basis is on Destiny, like how he was returning to Destiny from like the first time in 9 months, and he was like everything's just so different. He was just like I was just overwhelmed with like all this new stuff that they've done, which is great. But as someone who's dipped out of it for a while and now wants to go back, he felt like he just had to start again because it was just too much. Like
Yeah,
so, and it's like you know, it's difficult for these, like I say, for these titles, no matter how much you enjoy them, to actually like go back and revisit them, like easily anyway, because they're constantly evolving and stuff like that. It was quite a interesting like view of it because it's very similar to what I have. Like I notice I play a lot more single player stuff now than I will multiplayer because I just can't keep up. It was like Apex
yeah.
Legends when that launched. Like
Oh, I completely was like, that looks really fun and cool if, if I can get a couple of friends together.
yeah,
But I don't want to go into that again. I spent years of my life playing League of Legends,
oh
StarCraft.
dude, like
It's just,
when,
it's when there's League of Legends, especially now, I can't even, like, if I tried to play a game,
yeah,
I
you
would
just get just destroyed, right?
there's like 18 new champions, or even more than that I have no idea what they do. They've reworked half the old champions, so they do completely new things, and it's like, okay, this isn't the game I used to play.
No,
Done.
exactly. I mean, not every like online shooter and stuff like that is like that, but like Apex Legends or like Fortnite and stuff like that, even obviously they're not MMOs, but they're the same thing of like unless you stay in that loop and learn those maps and learn the changes and stuff like that, you're just gonna fall
Yeah.
behind. I remember we played Apex a lot, like me and like a group of me and two other friends were playing it a lot together, and we were pretty good. And like we do pretty well. And we get quite a few wins, and have good games and get a load of kills and blah blah blah. Whereas now we've been back to it since, and we just get dismantled. Like it's just awful because you just can't keep up with the people who are on it all the time.
Yeah, I can still drop into CS:GO
Yes.
and join a random match and just play it. And
Yep.
I know exactly how it's going to function. And I might have like a little bit of an icy period at the beginning while I remember a few things about, some of the more obscure maps. And then I'm just back in it, like riding a bike.
Yeah, legit. You literally took the words out of my mouth. That was going to be my example of like something where it's completely not like that.
And it's managed to stay relevant. Like I see, loads of people watching it on Twitch. It's clips always being shared of like insane plays coming out of their massive tournaments.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of the bigger esport games and stuff like that as well. Still, like CS has really stood the test of time. Like seriously,
Absolutely.
stood the test of time. It's insane. I mean, another example of that is probably like I know Siege. I mean, it has different operators and stuff like that, but like that's another game where the core of it though, like you can just drop back into it. Rainbow Six Siege, like the core shooting and stuff like that, and there aren't a load of new maps and bits and pieces really. They add new maps every season, but even then, like the rotation still sort of we have a load of maps you're familiar with and stuff like that. So
yeah, it's like there's a player-driven meta, and that creates enough gameplay diversity that they can just enjoy that.
yeah, exactly.
And beyond that, if you're feel the game is stagnant on the competitive kind of five-a-side, set, you can go and play gun game. You can go and play these surf maps, which back in 1.6 days were all like
Oh,
mods.
yeah, yes.
That was another great thing is like multiplayer games with an active modding community. Overwatch has tried to introduce that, and it hasn't really worked.
Oh, have they? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it hasn't really worked for me, in my opinion, just because everything that's set up on there seems to be a private game, and the open ones are like you are hosting that private game, and it's
right. Yeah, it's ropey experience, I imagine. Yeah.
Exactly. Rather than I actually played back in the day in 1.6, one of the servers I would log into was a Warcraft 3 server where you leveled up.
Yep.
So it remembered you leveled up progressively playing on that server, and you got superpowers that you could hotkey. So I could just blast lightning, I could do short range teleports.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I used to host a server like that.
Yeah, brilliant.
Fucking legit used to host it from home. Like I'd come home from school, I'd boot up my PC and I would just put my server on, and my server would be full every night, like constantly. And I'd sit up until like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'd be like, "Sorry guys, I'm going to bed now," and everybody would have to leave the server. But legit, just used to host it every night because I was quite lucky. I had like NTL as it was back in the day. I had like a megabyte connection or whatever it was, which was like huge back then. And like so I could just host the server from my machine, and we'd all just fucking sit and play it all night. I'd literally play Counter-Strike all night on like a server like you just mentioned. Like we'd have leveling up, we'd have all the Quake noises, lightning. We used to have like the Spider-Man hooks, so you could swing around the maps and stuff like that. Like, it's fucking great. But yeah, there's nothing. Thinking of it, there's nothing like that now, really. Obviously, I know you're saying Overwatch are trying to do it, but
Yeah, it doesn't really work in the same way though. It's not as like free to you're messing with existing mechanics in the game and combining them in interesting ways. Whereas with the Counter-Strike modding community, it was batshit. There was no holes barred.
Absolutely insane. Those surf maps as well. I used to fucking suck at surf maps, but I used to love them at the same time. I was so bad at getting around them, but they were great. So good.
I was all right at them, but there would always be like some asshole who would just knife you in the back as you were going down, and you'd be like,
yeah, like fuck you, dude. Yeah, because you used to start in those little prisons. I remember on some of them, like you start in obviously two teams either side of like the surf slope. But yeah, no, this has been a complete tangent episode. We've done well at filling time here. Just saying. So yeah, I don't know where we were gonna go now. I've got lost.
Oh well, it's all right. I think we've hit all the markers except for what we mentioned at the beginning, which is there's TV news.
Yeah. I just mention something real quick because I saw it and it's absolutely insane. And you probably haven't seen a trailer for it yet. Well, you might have, but there's a game coming out called Pigeon Simulator, which is essentially Goat Simulator but with a pigeon. And yeah, you can control a pigeon and you can like fly in people's faces and like smash through cars as a pigeon.
Have you played Hatterful Boyfriend?
I haven't. I've got it.
I was going to say, it's the Steam Summer Sale right now. I will literally go play that.
No, I've got it, and I need to play it. I've had it a while. This looks insane. I'm rewatching this trailer as we're here in silence. You can put like toast on your head. You can pick humans up and drop them out the air. It looks fucking crazy. But yeah, no, Hatful Boyfriend. I've had that for ages. I got it. I think I got it on a Humble Bundle on PC, and then it went free on a like a PlayStation Plus like monthly game. Like it was free 1 month as well. So I've got it twice and I've still not played it. So I need to play that.
Well, get on it, man.
I will. TV.
Yes. So there's quite a few things. So a Final Fantasy live action TV series has been announced.
What? I have not seen this. When?
Yeah. So I'm reading this on GameSpot. An article by Matt Elfring. And it's going to be set in the Final Fantasy XIV universe, it seems.
Oh, okay. Courtesy of Sony Pictures Television. Right, based on the MMO Final Fantasy XIV. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, the sub headline is, yes, there will be chocobos, and that's all you need to know, kind of listener.
That's all you need in a fucking TV series based on Final Fantasy. Oh my god. Okay, well that's different. I wasn't expecting that. Like, just on this for a second. Like, that seems like a bit of a nutty choice for a game to focus on. Like, I guess it's got a load of lore and stuff though, so I guess that's probably better for a TV series. Maybe
Yeah,
not.
I don't know. I'm just kind of expecting live action anime.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it Japanese or is it going to be a Western thing? Do you know?
No idea.
I
I
imagine
didn't
if
read
it's,
that far.
I imagine if it's Sony, it's going to be Western. I'd imagine. Yeah.
Sony are a Japanese company.
No, but Sony Television. That's what I'm on about.
Okay,
Sony Pictures
fair enough.
Television are doing it. I'd imagine that is their like stateside uh, uh, broadcasting company, whatever you want to call it.
All
So
right, yeah, fair
I'd
enough.
imagine it will be, but we'll see. I might be completely fucking wrong and talking out my ass, but I'm pretty sure Sony Pictures Television is a stateside thing. So
Stay tuned. We'll
we'll
follow
tell
that as it
you.
develops.
We'll tell you if
Yeah.
it's whitewashed or not. Who knows?
uh, so there's also The Witcher, which
Yes.
bringing up whitewashing. Loads of people are bitching about Yennefer not being
Not.
Slavic enough,
Oh
which
really?
seems stupid to me. Yeah, man, I'm watching. If you look at the announcement online from Witcher Netflix,
Yeah.
there's loads of people complaining, being like, Yennefer looks awful. Yennefer's described this way, blah blah blah,
Yeah,
and then
but have they
there's a
seen her
huge
in the video game?
exactly they're saying, oh, their argument is that Yennefer's described as having like violet hair, a triangular like sharp features and thin lips, and that's not what the actress in the show is going to look like. And
Yeah.
people are like, excuse me, what the fuck? Like, the video game character doesn't look
Let's just say
anything
a
like
video
that
game
either.
character is fucking white for one. Like,
Yeah, they had no issue with it until it wasn't someone
yeah,
who was white. It's just transparently racist.
yeah. Oh god, I fucking what the
Yeah,
fuck?
and honestly, my only issue with The Witcher is Henry Cavill.
Really? Well,
Well,
say
it's just
actually,
I associate him mentally with Superman.
let
So
me
when I see him looking like Geralt, I'm like, sick cosplay, but what the fuck are you gonna?
let me back up because to be fair, I say really like that. But you know the first image they released of him,
Yeah.
right, where it was just on a black backdrop and like he had the wig on and blah blah blah. Like that image, I was like, wow, he looks shit. I was like, he looks really shit. But now they've released these new images, and he's like stood on the rocks, and like he's got his hair a bit more scraggly. And it's got it's got that film grain effect on the images and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, I'm actually behind it now. He looks legit, and he's
Yeah,
fucking stacked as well. This dude, so like he looks fucking great in the whole outfit and shit.
So I think he can pull off. I think he can pull off the role. I'm coming around to it, but I agree exactly. When the first few images came out, um, ages ago, I was like not. I was not down for grungy Superman playing Geralt.
Yeah, no, I must admit I was the same. I was the same. But these images that have come out today have really sort of shifted my opinion a little bit. I was just like, okay, he looks fucking great. Well, I think he does. I think he
Yeah,
looks super
I think
super legit.
he looks all right. Looks legit.
Yeah.
It looks like a take on the universe that's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think we're all probably a victim of like sticking to what we vision him as from the video game and stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
So, because it's kind of one of those things of like when it's such an iconic character like that, it's where you sort of have this like preconceived like image of what an actor potentially would look like as him. And obviously Henry Cavill. If you said to me, name the top actors you'd say are going to play, you'd guess it would be playing Geralt in a TV series. Like Henry Cavill wouldn't have been in my top 50. Like he was probably the last guy I expected. So the only thing for me is
Yeah.
when they drop a trailer, like what he sounds like.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
So the grungy voice that we associate with Geralt.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never read the
That
books. I
gravel.
don't know if he's meant to sound like that because as far as I know, the series follows. Sorry, excuse me. Series follows the books closer than obviously like the games. So
Yeah, it's meant to be more based off the books and the games.
yeah. So I'll be interested. But still, he's got that iconic voice. Surely they know. They didn't pick up the Witcher story based off the books. I don't believe that for a second. I believe like the popularity of the video game had a hand in this being something that they were like, oh, okay, we should probably pick this up and make it a thing.
The thing is, even if the voice doesn't like fit, that. I mean, trusting like the neckbeard video game community, there will be a crowdfunding effort to get it redubbed by the voice actor for the video game.
Oh, and yeah, and just knowing the fucking the world right now. If we don't like something, we're like, let's redo this because I hate it and it shouldn't be this
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
Cancelled.
Yeah.
So another TV show that's been announced, which I'm super fucking excited about, is Sandman. Neil Gaiman's
Yes.
Sandman. Netflix reportedly are making it into a TV show, being funded by Warner, which is hype. If you haven't read the Sandman comic book series, it's amazing.
I've heard a lot of good things about it. I've never read it, so yeah.
I'm just happy with the success of Good Omens, because that's like, I mean, not that, Gaiman didn't have his fucking name out there to begin with. He's hugely prolific. But I don't know if that's opened a door or what, but I'm just so excited for it. Super hyped.
Yeah, all the things coming. So lots to be hyped about, and lots on Netflix. Netflix doing bits and pieces as normal, bringing all sorts of cool shit. So
I mean, they're losing The Office, but who cares?
Yeah, but you know what made me laugh about that? It's like you're losing it in 2021, right?
Yeah, and people are already like
they're already fucking pissed. It's like, dude, you got 2 years. Like they'll probably fucking again. It'll be like the whole, there'll be an uproar and they'll probably renew the rights or something. I don't even know when they're losing it. I haven't read that far into it, but yeah, like it's like, why are you angry now? We've got 2 years. That's a long fucking time. Just watch it now.
Also, I'm pretty sure in the UK it's not even on Netflix.
No, I think it's on Amazon Prime in the UK.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So anyone who's fucking pissed off in this country needs to sort their fuck out, because it's not even on there. So
did you see that whole thing about there was a petition, an online petition by a Christian group to petition Netflix to cancel Good Omens,
yes,
which is produced by Amazon.
Yeah.
And I just beautiful.
Yeah.
And
Jesus
then Netflix
Christ.
response was to promise never to produce any more episodes of Good Omens.
That's fucking genius. Oh god, yeah.
I mean, it's so stupid as well, because it's a one and done. Like, the story is played out. Good Omens is over. It covered the content of the book.
Yeah.
So it's not like there were ever going to be more seasons.
Yeah, like
so
fucking...
a bunch of people signed an online petition. They can all pat themselves on the back for their job well done.
Well done. You took time out of your life to be that concerned about something that you didn't ever need to view or care about. Well done.
Exactly.
Well fucking done. I don't know.
Just about that ties everything up.
I think that ties everything up. Yeah. The only other thing I just want to mention is just I don't know if you saw. I don't know if you've ever even played it, but Alan Wake is back in the hands of Remedy. They've got all the rights back to that game. So
sick.
So potentially at some point we will see Alan Wake 2. All they've said so far is that, okay, we have the rights back, and if we want to release it on other platforms and stuff now, that we can. Because I don't think it ever came to PlayStation. So.
One of my instructors at film school worked on Alan Wake and did a bunch of the lighting tech for it.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, he was telling me about it way back in the day. But yeah, it's quite hype. That's cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, so that potentially can happen. Another, just one last little funny bit. I don't know if you saw, but the beta for Halo Reach leaked.
Oh really?
Yeah, they did like a technical beta, which was only limited to like the people who are part of like the Microsoft Insider program and stuff like that.
But wait a second. The beta for Halo
Reach.
Halo Reach?
Yeah, Halo Reach. That is a game that is old and should not have a beta, I know, but it's the PC version. Sorry to clarify.
Oh, okay.
It's the PC version, which is very
that game.
Yeah. Fucking like 10 years ago, or however long ago it came out. Yeah. No.
2010, not far off.
Oh, it's close. Yeah, I knew it was. I went far off that number because I loved the shit out of that game. But yeah, no, it's coming to PC. Obviously, as part of the Master Chief Collection. It leaked, and then people are now getting banned for downloading the leak. So if you have it on your machine, I'm guessing it must hook into their servers or something when you launch it. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but it's just getting your account banned basically if you're playing it. So it's pretty hilarious that it leaked though. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's silly.
It's silly.
That's just some fucking dude at Microsoft who's like, I'm gonna take this home and share it with my buddies, and we're gonna have a LAN party.
Yeah, exactly.
It's gone all the way wrong.
It's like, oh fuck, we put this on a torrent website, now it's everywhere shit. And now everybody's got it. So yeah, but still, I'm looking forward to that Master Chief Collection on PC. That's gonna be nice. That's probably us for this week now. I guess we should probably stop there.
Yeah, I think we've hit all the notes we wanted to hit, and then like a ton of ones we didn't expect.
Yeah, so, exactly.
Thanks for bearing with us.
Yeah,
It's been fun.
It's been lovely as always. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you can do like the the standard and like subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts. I said iTunes, that is Apple Podcasts. You know what I mean. Subscribe to the stuff. You can find us on YouTube as well. Subscribe to that. Find us on Facebook, facebook.com/OldDadPodcast. Find us on Twitter @OldDadPodcast, and find us on Instagram @OldDadPod. I'm pretty sure I got those right way around. If I didn't, just spin them round because it's one or the other. So yeah, follow us everywhere. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
Yeah, have a great one. Bye.